Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League here on channel 3. How you doing? I'm Palidore, that is. And there you go, you can see me on the screen. All dressed in red and ready to kill. Not really, but I am ready for a thrill. That is to say, the cast here today. We've got Dysfunctional, we've got Tyro NA, and we have a few more as well coming along the way. I'm taking on 5 streams tonight, 3 in a row here. Then I believe a little bit of a break, maybe, possibly, and then a couple more later on. Anyway, what's up? So we are on channel 3 here because we do have channel 1 occupied at the moment. Channel 2, I believe, will be live at some point within the next half hour or so. So we're just trying to sort things out if you're wondering. But hence why we're here, doing a few in a row. So I got to make way for the second channel. We have a couple master matches on channel 1 and 2 within this hour. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Newton Dad in the chat saying live at 9 EDT. So there you go. I'll be alive past 9 EDT. Hence organizing and stuff. I hate that part. Anyways, how's it going, guys? Dil Warby and let's see, Emma Plays. Welcome to the chat. Raijin, the Gaijin. What's up, guys? You're in. Eclipse! Been a while. It's been a while, Eclipse. Good to see you. How's Lemming, and Simeon, and Eyeshine and all them. You bring me nostalgia here. The gift of nostalgia. I appreciate you. Skittles, not sponsored by, but I do taste that rainbow, Sir Trees. Hopefully we'll serve thee some threes tonight. Tyro fam, where you at? Good question. Good question. Let's see. Of course, Tyro, or Luke, rather, part of that Tyro family. Also part of the VRML casting family. So we got some different dynamics at play here. Don't start yet. I'm making a box of Annie's mac and cheese. Not sure I'm familiar with Annie's mac and cheese, but I'm sure it's delicious. Taking a look in the arena here, can see... Look at that. Luke, Ark, Sean Money, all strategizing here. Along with Kriz up top. Krizu. One or the other. If you're one of the teammates, let me know. Krizu? I'm assuming Krizu. Reminds me of Cosmo from OCE. Kind of a similar thing going on there with the elongated name that ends in an oo. Kriz. Oh. Okay. Well, strategizing there in the spawn area. Gotta like that. Of course, who better to strategize than someone who watches and casts a ton of the master matches, and Luke there. Of course, one of our best casters, production lead. I keep forgetting the name. I'm the one who named it. I keep forgetting production leads, that title. Because I keep wanting to shout it out, but then I have to think for a second because it's such a new role. Production lead and caster. Anyways, I'm your caster. I'm your cameraman at that on Channel 3 here, Palidore, and we're back into this first round. So, let's go, let's go. Have to extend the O. Krizo. Oh, so I still extend it, but it's still an O, not an oo. And I would be oohing and ahhing if that makes it in. That just might. That was nearly in. Wow. Taken here by Luke. There I go. Thank you, Doug. There's a lot of great Dougs in Echo, and you're probably the best of them. That's it. Back into the rebound. Actually just missing the hands of Flower, I believe it was there. So taking place in the goal instead. And getting there first. There's Ark through the golden arc, or as the case may be, the blue one. But nonetheless, 2 points on the board for Tyro NA. You're all of the Dougs? I'd buy it, sure. Of course, can't say Doug without mentioning Doug the Fish, the world famous in Echo. Wonder how Doug's doing these days. High picked up here by Jacob. Ark now actually taking it back, so Ark looking for some teammate, perhaps, just has to get rid of it, thanks to the defensive pressure. Up high, going to be picked off by Sean Money. Sean finds that midfield clear, now trying to look for their boost down the floor. But 3 blue players already on the recovery. It's taking a little extra time, but they'll still have enough to bother on the defense. So exchanging possessions a few different ways. Dumped here into the orange lane again. Going to be picked up, looks like by Sean perhaps, but it will be contested. And still looking for their first points here on Dysfunctional. Dysfunctional, a team that I've streamed in the past over in Season 3. Have yet to do so here in Season 4, unless my memory does not serve. Good stun being served. You know the words. Here at the wedge now. So, right ideas. I mean, they're making those backboard position plays, but not able to find that success quite yet. Majolian looking for that clear now. Flower Mine attached, and that might go in. Oh, that's the second time here. We've nearly seen those deep flings bounce in from the bottom to the backboard to the goal, but not quite meant to be, as that's back into the blue zone. Sort of. Gets stalled here in mid, actually. But now it will be cleared. A leech from the party crew and an interception from Jacob. But just the same, an interception from Luke. So the disc here hanging quite a bit in the midfield, but opening things up for a 3. That's going to bounce right off that side panel. Both teams still trying to find their stride if they can. We have Dysfunctional here at 2 and 5, Tyro NA at 3 and 3 on the season. So both teams looking to advance into some positive win ratios there. Could be done for Tyro, as they don't shed a Tyro. If that shot goes in, though, they just might. Flower Mine showing the strength for the goal right on a couple defenders. There were two of them kind of hanging in there. I thought it might have been a little too far out, depending, but was still able to muscle it home from that close-ish range. So, got it done. Let's see. So on this launch, getting lost a little bit here. The party crew is going to have the disc and walk it up the floor, passing it off to Jacob. Maybe 2 in a row. Shielding and trying to bounce it in. Rebound there, Majolion, just as they got stunned. Good work getting rid of the disc and finding their second goal in a row. 2-point advantage going to Dysfunctional. No, I cast every rank, believe me. I see Channel 1 Master Matches are fun just the same. You know, especially as we get into the Challenger Cups, postseason, things like that. But honestly, I really enjoy streaming teams, you know, from the ladders as well. Doesn't matter the rank, really. It's good getting a see at the future of Echo, right? Because a lot of the people you see in Diamond and Master is a nice shot there. Crystallized from Crizo will go for their second point. 4th point overall, that is, second goal. But I like doing that because I get to see the future of Echo, right? A lot of people right now in the Diamond Division especially, you look at competing for the Master tier and those Challenger Cups and so on. A lot of them were in Gold and Silver 1 or 2 seasons ago. And just getting into Echo, especially with that Quest 2 launch, so. I love me some Master teams. But I also love me the ladder teams. And see ya ladder, see ya later. Uh-oh! The flower into the own goal. Well, not the seed they wanted to plant, but nonetheless, a goal. And so 6-4. Couldn't quite get the wrangle on the anchor, it looks like. So struggled with the grab, and it'll happen to the best of us sometimes. Don't I know it? It's happened to my former teammates before. But yeah, own goals, a reality of Echo at times. That's okay though. The thing is, you just make up for it with some speed, and there it is on that end of things. They do get the advantage on the shot, but couldn't quite find the angle. And just, again, make up for the mistakes with some boosting down the floor. That's all you need to do. And good positioning, either or. If you're not stacking, you're positioned well. If you're not positioned well, then you're stacking. One or the other. The party crew here looking for somebody, instead found a stun. Sean Money with a recovery, Sean Money with a deep fling, Sean Money with the money, and that's a 3. 9-4 for Tyro. Good. Happy Motive, who's casting? Tis I, Palidore. And if you don't know who that is, well, don't blame you, but it's Palidore. Don't blame you, because I've not casted a lot this season. It's starting to change in this last week. But yeah, I mean, it took me almost 4 weeks to actually get back into the groove of casting, thanks to all the other busyness in the early season, which is not a complaint, just more so of a statement. So, you know, I give credit to Luke and Newton Dad and Dimwee and Doc Education and several others for manning the battlefield there on Channel 1 and a lot of the channels here in the early season on the cast. They've been absolutely killing it. Right now, trying to kill them with maybe a shot attempt. Sean Money just missing the grab, however. Unable to wrangle it. A good redirect from the party crew, though, was able to boost into the disc and boost into a recovery, perhaps, there for Flower. So Flower deep into the orange end zone. And will be recovered all alone. Arc. All right, now they are an arch enemy for Dysfunctional. Able to pull ahead and do it even again. The Golden Arch. They're 12-4 on the scoreboard. So, remember when I said about 3 minutes in, these teams were still looking for their stride, still looking for that rhythm, and feeling the feeling out process. You can tell. Tyro especially has now felt it. Because now they are putting on a show and getting that rhythm together. Looking good. Meanwhile, Dysfunctional trying to play catch up a bit here. They had a couple of goals in a row early on in the round, but have since found themselves in a drought. And we all know flowers need water, so they got to find it real soon. Over into that left lane. It's a lot of players converging inside that trap. Good shield. Jacob Deere And good take from Majolian. Now, almost found an angle. That would have been a very impressive fadeaway over the barrier. Still will get a recovery. Rebounding, Majolian. Up to the shoulder. And Party Crew, off the head and bounces right to the goalie. And we'll be bouncing towards that bubble. Maybe another shot attempt here. That goal is exposed, so a lot of brawling going on in the background to enable this open goal. Crispy is Crizzo. Emma saying, don't feel like we're in Season 3. The offseason didn't feel like anything. Well, you know, you have a good reason for that, because it's Season 4. So those feelings are well-founded, for sure. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, the offseason was just a couple months long or so. It definitely varies depending on the feedback between seasons. Sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little shorter. But yeah, in this case, a couple months long. I know Season 2, Season 3, the off-season was, what, 3 months, 3.5 months? Quite a bit longer. So 1 more minute left on this round. Looking like a solid win for Tyro. But as we all know, can't ever take a first round for granted. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means something, but it doesn't mean the game. We've seen, especially me, the cast that I have done this last week, so many round 3s. Several OTs. I'm hoping that continues here in the 4th week. Jacob Deere with the handles and handing it over to Party Crew. Party Crew looking for an anchor shot. Anchor not made, however. So final half minute of this one, and with a stack here off the clear, they may just have themselves another goal. There it goes, Arch. 17-4. And putting in an awful lot of points in the process. 7 of them, in fact, for Arch specifically. All right, well, round 1 is now in the books, 17-4. Solid take from Tyro, who just as the minutes progressed, well, so did their game. Able to get so many shots in a row there, because it was tied at 4-4 a few minutes into the match. But man, did they take off after that. It's a good round, says Raijin. Natasha in the chat also, with some lore for me. It was one name brand my mom would splurge for growing up, so I think it's partially the nostalgia. Oh, are we talking about, can't even remember what it's called anymore. Angela's Mac and Cheese, right? No, that probably wasn't it. Yeah, all I really know is Kraft, to be honest. Fun fact for my old teammate Lemming, mac and cheese is basically his favorite thing in existence. True story. So if you ever meet the guy, and you might, I mean, he is the developer for Gorilla Tag, don't you know? You can talk to him as if you know him. Or instead of buying him a round of juice, you can buy him some mac and cheese. And he will love you forever. He'll gladly pass up plenty of things for mac and cheese. Anyway, not adventurous on the food things on that end, but very adventurous on others. That said, gotta up my mac and cheese game. I'm sorry, I probably should. But you know, it ain't easy being cheesy. Actually, it kind of is, especially when you throw in as many jokes as I do. But yeah. Annie's. See, it started with an A, and I think I said something with an A. Clutch for Kraft. Correct. Tyro putting it down, says Skittles, and that they did. Joshi stopping by as well. Knuckles, what's up? And hopefully I didn't miss anyone, but yeah, glad to have you guys here. Thanks for watching, and also thanks for some of the follows earlier on. Ducky Waddles, Tater Tots, kind of before the stream began, but welcome if you're still here. Luke would be proud of me for that joke. What, cheesy jokes? I'm chock full of them. Man, it really has been a long time since I've casted. I think people have forgotten. And I'm all about the wordplay. That's why I put in the word sneaks on Channel 1, right? Like, part of it, see, it's a twofold thing with Channel 1 word sneaks. One, you know, chat interaction, it's fun. Two, it's fun for the caster as well. And 3, actually, in a more practical sense, business sense, it helps keep the caster's words fresh, their vocab fresh, right? Integrate new things into the mix. So it's really a multifolded strategy to the wordplay, right? There's a reason for the madness. That's why when I was learning to cast, I was also practicing freestyle raps and fast raps in general. Purely for the castability. Not because I wanted to become the next Eminem. No, sir. Or the next Skittles, as the case may be in the chat there, yeah? If we have an Eminem, why can't we have Skittles? Anyway. Yeah, so they rocked it, says Newton Dad, and that they did. It was 4-4 with somewhere around, I don't know, 6-7 minutes left. It started off pretty slow. I was kind of saying, I think it's just a case of rhythm needing to be had, and sure enough, as it progressed, they started really throwing down on goal after goal. And, you know, there were a couple opportunities there for dysfunctional, where it could have been closer for sure. There was a unfortunate self-goal where, you know, if that hadn't happened, unforced self-goal of sorts, different score. There was a missed shot or two at the other end as well where, you know, pretty open, but just kind of a ding instead, and a narrow ding. I mean, it's those little things that can add up to the tune where it makes the game look a little bit more lopsided than it might actually be in a normal scenario. So it'll be a test here in round 2 to see what kind of heat that dysfunctional comes out with. And if I can just get a few of those unusual plays to go more the usual way, well, we could be definitely looking at a much closer second round. As I say that, well, there's a ding to get it started, and that's not what you want to see, but that is what I was referring to, right? Those good opportunity, but not quite the execution. And if it's anything like round 1, Tyro was doing a great job at punishing on some of those missed plays. So let's see if they do it here. They're making their way up to the floor, passing it to that side panel, but the play shall indeed unravel into a trap clear and grab back from Arch. Pally rapping over Strembitsky beats? Maybe. Like, if I ever do like a full freestyle stream one day, it'll be like on a pub or something. Not really on a VRML match, though. We like to have fun, but we also, you know, also want to make sure we're doing justice to the awesome game that's being played, so I don't want to make any enemies. But definitely love seeing these matches unfold here. I feel like last week, 70% of my matches seemed to go to round 3s or OTs, one or the other. So, hoping for the same in week 4. Not to jinx it, though. But as I speak, I mean, we've started this second round basically the same as we did in round 1. Kind of a slow start, but they get it going with that hot pass. Crizzo to Sean. Oh, it's on. Oh, minimap dead? Why, yes, it is. Tends to do that between rounds sometimes. Thanks for the call out there. Got it fixed for you. Minimap alive. All right, so Majolion, left lane, roll out to Flower. Flower being closed on by 3 different players who all tap off. That'll be recovered here by Majolion again, active on the positioning. Jacob Deere trying to maneuver around there. Sean Money given some issues. Arch couldn't find a clear either. Second attempt tapped into the trap. Team's now stacking up into the trap where it's taken by Sean. Sean trying to eye it down. That's going to just ricochet right back on a self-pass. Another opportunity. That's close, but no goal. So a couple good looks there. Tough shots, but good looks. Nonetheless, kind of a beeline avenue on the goal. Arch here, the recovery. Yeah, I love me a good mini-map. It's the best kind of thing. Mini-map to suit these mini-raps. As Sean Money tries to take it back, but lacks the grab and taken back into the backboard maybe. There's only 2 at goal. Numbers. Arch recovers 4-0. And that's about the end of that, though. Nonetheless, good stuff from them. Let's see. Oh, we had a restart. I didn't realize the stats are gone. That's inconvenient. I'm not making this up, right? Yeah, no. Because they scored a lot of points in round 1. So I did not catch it, but the team's actually restarted the stats. I should hopefully have them in my Ignite side, though, so maybe I'll be able to recite those for you in a second. But I was just curious. Anyway, Flower Mine, back to it. Flower sending it high. Jacob Deere is there. Couldn't get a handle on it. Luke with another recovery. And Luke casting the reel. Something that he does frequently. Couldn't find that goal, but the rebound certainly will be had. So, Crizzo Back up again. Now let me see. So Crizzo has 7 points thus far. Arch with 9 to lead the way. And still scoreless in the second round, but hopefully not for too long on Dysfunctional. Here in the gold division, they can very much catch up with 6 minutes to spare. Only down a couple goals, 2-3. Just a little bit of cleanup on some of the execution is all, and see if they can do just that. They will lose a disc, though, and another fling from Luke, and maybe almost deja vu as Crizzo does rebound it, but now defense in the vicinity. Ooh, right at the top of Arch's reach. Had to reach high up there to make the grab and had to even break a little bit, but hey, right on the fingertips and right into the goal it slips. So 8 uncontested points. A clear into eventually the recovery. But you see some of that, the clearing there, a little rushed and not really able to find the stability on this end of the floor on some of these rollouts even. Where it does wind up in a turnover, unfortunately for them, where it's just been a case where, there you go, Luke has been able to punish. Tyro has been able to punish on a lot of these turnovers. Where they're not necessarily dragging it out for a long, a long-term kind of offense. Once it goes into the blue zone, Tyro is stacking. They're finding the disc, and then within, 10 seconds or so, they're finding themselves a lineup at a goal, and they're converting on a high percentage of the time. Whereas for a lot of these rollouts here, this would make at least a third in a row where they haven't been able to actually get a clear and get a pass rather into the orange side. Once it hits this mid area or beyond, it's been a turnover, unfortunately. And it's definitely costing some points here on side of Dysfunctional. So as it does roam into that goal, will be Flower, sending it off into the wedge. Now back again. Pass attempt to Sean Money, couldn't wrangle it. So we see 2 in the goal right now, and I think trying to wait for maybe a stack there, so seeing where the disc was going to go, and I do like that. It's a good strategy to have your barrier defenders start to chain up once that disc is loose in the mid zone. That way, if it does happen to get cleared by your other teammates, you're able to go and pounce on it, or even just go snag a back pass or something of the sort. So the right idea for sure. Turnover there going to Majolion. Sean Money latching on, and gets baited into the stun, but well, it won't really matter too much as the rest of the team is able to recover, but I just jinxed it. Arch, though, in the goal for that recovery, maybe almost hiding in plain sight. So a quick fling on the goal, just not recognizing there was a goalkeeper in the area. Definitely tough when that happens. Missed shot here, send Ragged into Sean. Now Sean from that right lane. Will be another shot, looking a little bit off. Oh, that was very, very close, though. Rebound, that's the important thing. A tap pass attempted to Arch. Oh, Majolion looking good on the recovery. Able to dive out and save the day. And now maybe pave the way for a play had it not been for, guess what? The speed. Making up for it the moment that goes clear. They are just pouncing. Oop, a duck here from Jacob. Jacob saying, oh dear. And it's out of there. Good stun and the clear there as well. Crizzo. So back into the bubble, only 2 minutes left. A little bit lower scoring compared to the first round, but looking to pick up that pace now once again and really pile on those points. There it is, there it goes, Sean Money. Saying no refunds, but I'm having fun. At least if you're on Tyro. So putting in some shots there, very efficiently. Newton Dad and Co in there, pointing out, several people pointing out there actually the sub situations for Sean Money. So yeah, definitely doing a admirable job, to say the least. Very, very much so. So less than 2 minutes left. We're at that Baker's dozen, 13-0 for Dysfunctional. At this point, just trying to play it for the score. Keep it close as they can, if they can. Knowing that it does matter on the ladder, even if by just a little bit. So doing what they can to score here, maybe once, and just bring it from there. So Senta there, Arch with a disc, pushing up and breaking it down. Crizzle again, 15 points. Raijin saying played with him a lot. Sean Money played with Sean Money a lot. Disturbingly good at this game. I find myself saying that with a lot of players these days. It's true though. There are a lot of players who would just kind of take you off guard, right? There's reason number 3 or 4 or whatever it was that I like broadcasting teams all up and down the ladders of VRML too, because there are a lot of people who these kind of streams, this is where they get to have that visibility and make their names more known, saying, hey, I'm a freak of nature, and so is my team. 17 for this team. So as we wind down this last possession, near takeback, and they will actually get it here, so good turnover, maybe some points, can end on a good note as Arch sends it over, passing to the Nest, a Nest contested, and has to get rid of it, Jacob Deere. Is security on the goal, and just trying to freeze them out, and they still will, oh, I thought that might have been the one. So they will, in fact, hold them scoreless in round 2, 17 points. And that is a mighty strong effort put through from Tyro NA. So off to the score screen for you, courtesy of Ignite, VR.gg. As ever, always, shout out to them and the Spark application, which, as we say, just makes all our lives more pleasant and easy. Providing some of these statistics and visual overlays for you guys. Now, with that, I'll give you a visual on myself here in just a second. As I finish taking a sip. But actually, I gotta take a slip into the next match. Just realized we are a few minutes behind. So, in fact, I'll leave the stats up here for you for a second, but I'm going to go on mute and get into the next match, because we do have another one following. So, do stay tuned. Good job to Tyro NA for the win. Congratulations. Next up here, we will have Dislocated versus Sirens. So I'll leave it here for a second, then we'll go to an intermission, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Hopefully.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Alright, hey, howdy, hey, how's it going? Twitch on Channel 3, I'm Palidore here for VR Master League, and we are about ready to go with our second match in a row. How's it going? Some good activity here, always plenty happy to see. See, I cast not only, just see these teams, but you guys keep me company. It's a nice kind of thing, just being able to look at the Twitch chat and say, ah, look at there, Raijin and Skittles talking about mac and cheese. It brings me some great joy. You know, it's a mutual thing. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Brooksy Bay B, but you could be my Bay, maybe. Brooksy B. My eyes are bad, forgive me. Let's see, who else in there? Luke, good games, y'all. Thanks for the cast, Pally. No problem. Yeah, good games. That was quite the barrage, I should say. Offense was on point, to say the least. Matching that intense defense. Nonetheless, yeah, Natasha Lorg and Dark, Sir Trees. All of you guys, thank you. Let's see, TG, Torquemada. I'm probably saying that right? Yeah, Torquemada, Torquenado. Welcome to the chat as well. T-Tao versus Kiwi. Is there a story there? Do inform me. I'm interested, very much so. Round 1 about to begin. Here we go. So these two teams, getting a look at them for the first time on my end. Dislocated. Over on Orange, I have Big Rome, Billy Brickwall, Brad Dash, Dashing he is, and T-Tao Gaming. On Sirens, we've got Kiwi Berry, Tater Tots, Ice, and NZ West. I want some Tater Tots right now. Although, hold on, a turnover here from NZ West and Tater Tots, so there they go. And how about that? A nice start for the side of blue in Sirens, causing a turnover and punishing fast. I know we've talked about mac and cheese, chat, but what's your opinion on Tater Tots? Not the player, just the food. Curious. If you want my hot take on it, they're all right. But I would say the of all the potato dishes in the world, you know, Tater Tots don't do it for me, but they will do it for 3. And Kiwi as well. What I'm coming to realize on a lot of these streams over the seasons is that teams make me very hungry. There's a lot of themed names here among teams and players. It always gets me going about the food and whatnot. But what I can say about this team is they are hot off the gates. I mean, that is the 2 big shots being hit for 3. Really punishing off those turnovers and the missed opportunities from the Orange side and Dislocated. And we saw that a lot in the last match too from Tyro and Dysfunctional, right? Where it was just some of these turnovers being punished rather quickly, where it would be cleared into one zone, and the next thing you know, a few seconds expend, and then a score. Well, there you go again. That is 3 in a row, and Tater Tots has played a part on all of them. So never mind, maybe I do have a new favorite food, and taters is thy name. Looking good to start, I'll give him that much. For Dislocated over here, just need to tighten up some of these possessions a bit. And again, I don't think you can really judge a team on their first several minutes of play in these first rounds especially, because for many teams, once that stream starts, once the cast starts, and once the match starts, it's definitely a process where you have to settle down a little bit and find that chemistry that otherwise is good on a normal day. I mean, even when, again, back when I was playing, same kind of thing. Our first few minutes of any matchup on any week was always a bit rough. It would take us a few to get settled in and start doing the things that we normally are accustomed to doing. So Tater Tots causing another turnover, that said. Man, defensively, a player to watch out for. Offensively, a player to watch out for that matter. There's Tater Tots again. Yet learning quickly which players are playing incredibly effectively when the casters are saying their names about 10 times in the span of 2 minutes. NZ West assisted by Tater Tots. But NZ West converting there. They're up by 10 in a hurry. What a start here. Deep fried, in fact, for Sirens. No, so off this rollout, Big Rome hitting Billy Brickwall over here. One of my favorite names from last season. Because how could you not like Billy Brickwall? It's the alliteration, or assonance, I think. That said, it's wasting no time. It's ice with some extra oomph on that clear. Good save. Really denying any kind of opportunities. You see that a lot as well, right? When a team is not able to get into their normal rhythm of a match, you tend to see a lot of those plays. Just the shots get saved, the narrow misses. You see it again there, right? Just narrowly hitting that edge of the barrier. It's kind of like the phrase, when it rains, it pours, comes to mind. Or sometimes when it's not going, it's just not going. But that could always change on a dime here in Echo Arena. We see it time and time again. Wasting no time and really, really putting on a heavy-handed offensive performance here is Sirens. They are firing off over and over, although they do miss a couple in a row there. So leaving a window open with still half this round to go. And if Sirens can score 10 points in 4 or 5 minutes, Dislocated can very much do the same to come back if they just start finding that calmness about them. Tater Tots here, though, they're looking very calm on this pass. These passes, lining them up and looking not pressured at all, even though they were. But they do eventually lose it. Now a matter of the speed. Opportunity here for recovery. T-Tao with a disc, and T-Tao having it snagged. Good steal, but no clear. Not quite yet anyways. So take a couple extra opportunities, but opportunities will once more open up as it gets sent into the midfield and just sticks around here a bit. Both teams now vying for possession. Looks like Big Rome might have just that, trying to send a pass. That was definitely a purposeful opportunity there they created. That was nice to open up some numbers, and look at the goal, bringing it around the back, and they're coming from behind to maybe make this second half come back in round one. I like that. Billy Brickwall to T-Tao. That's a great way to get them started and feeling maybe more cohesive in their next opportunities on offense if they get this disc back, right? Sometimes you just need to see an easy one go in where it's well communicated, well coordinated, and it lets you relax. It lets you shrug the shoulders a bit and say, okay, the hard part's over. We've gotten the board. Now we can do it a little bit more smoothly. And look at that. That was smooth from Billy. Dinging a few times on that outer post and not going in, though. So, hey, talk about momentum building. Get those alley-oops, you get those saves near the goal. That can definitely build some momentum for a team. We're seeing it here just a bit. If they can get back into the groove, they've got plenty of time to make up these points. Good aggressive defense there as well from Brad. But let's see. Some more brawling here in the midfield, and, well, let's watch where this goes. You can tell, however, that the flow is changing. It is changing a bit. You're seeing more and more possession time for Dislocated. You're seeing more and more offensive opportunities from Dislocated. That said, being left dislocated is the Brickwall himself, Billy Brick, getting stunned, but quickly into the rebound. 3 different players over on the orange end, and Ice takes it back, trying to stabilize, or stable Ice, I suppose. See Ducky Waddles in there, know these players personally. Yeah, it's always cool to see streaming these teams. You always get, aside of the regulars, you also get a good helping of friends, family, etc., stopping by to support, and competitors for that matter, looking at maybe their rivals. So you do see that sometimes, people using these as scouting reports. But either way, it's cool to see. It's not only new faces on stream, but newer faces on Twitch, who you don't always get a look at on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, whatever reason you're here, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Tater Tots with that disc, handing it off. West, looking south, but instead it's snagged north from Billy Brickwall. Once again, playing defense rather well. And see if that pays dividends for an offensive opportunity. No! I mean, yes, it was there. It's just they didn't convert on it, but it was a good look. Now eyeing down their stacks, making up for it with the rebound. Got there in about 2 seconds flat off of the initial turnover. So doing good to find each other despite all the cluster. Now Kiwi Berry slapping it over to Tater Tots. Tater Tots on the clear. Meanwhile, stacks developing for either team. You see on the blue end, I do like how they sent one Kiwi for the disc, and they sent one deep into the bubble just in case Kiwi had recovered. That way it could have been a nice pass into a goal opportunity. Those are the kind of things that definitely buy you some extra points as a team. Making sure that you separate out and nearly finding a goal, but rebound here, Ice just beyond the grass, but we'll find it the second time around. 12-2, they're up by 10 with only a minute left in this first round. And again, for other people tuning in here, we do have plenty of fun on VRML 1 and VRML 2 happening here tonight on this lovely Thursday evening. Now we'll have 2 master matches starting up rather soon over on Channel 1. Denver Raptors and New York Kings will be on Channel 2, and then Austin Burners and Kangarillas on Channel 1. Both of those master matches, both of those starting in about 12 minutes from now. So you've got your options, and of course, over here on Channel 3, join me for some excitement as well. We've got plenty to come. In fact, I'll be streaming, let's see, Hellhounds and Amped on Channel 3, as they will be amped and electric for the score to put them up 14-2. That will be the final score of this round, taking it in favor of Sirens. So very nice way to open the round for them as we head off to our stats screen here momentarily, courtesy IgniteVR.gg. I want to shout out our sponsors as well, of course, and HyperX, Styrian Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, VRware, Rebuff Reality, for supporting the community and just supporting all the efforts we're doing here in VRML, just the same. Now, taking a look here at the stats really quickly. As we will get, I think, a timeout there in the background. The team's just taking the time, as they are enabled to do. So let's see. Sirens, they have 2 points for Ice, 1 save. Tater Tots putting in 5 points, 1 assist, and 3 saves. And then NZ West with 7 points, that is. And Steel and 12 stuns. So some effective numbers there. Kiwi putting in some stuns and the assist as well. And over on Dislocated side, have a Big Rome with the 5 stuns to the dome. Billy Brick Wall had 3 saves, pretty impressive there. Had that really nice one off that boost, right off the corner in the pocket. As well as a 1 assist, 10 stuns. You have Brad with 21 stuns, leading the charge in multiple senses with the stuns and the brawls. T-Tau Gaming with 2 points, 1 save, 1 steal, and 9 stuns. But you see, possession time there, half and half. I mean, 50% apiece. Neither team actually dominating possession time so much, but 70% of the shot attempts had by Sirens, and that will be a difference maker, obviously. When possession time is the same, but they're just able to get more actual looks inside the goal and at the goal. And yeah, that will indeed make most of the difference up there. But otherwise, the other stats not too far off from each other. I mean, 75% of the steals going Sirens' way, but when there's only 3 steals on the board, it's going to not be as big of an indicator as just the whole scheme as a whole, right? Where just more possessions, more offensive possessions for one team than the other. So Dislocated, I think it's another case where they just want to tighten up on some of this execution if they can. I know that's pretty general, but like I said, it's one of those cases where they weren't doing a ton wrong necessarily. Like a lot of the ideas were correct. It's just they weren't able to do them as smoothly as they would have liked, and that's just how it goes sometimes, right? But things change. Things can and will change on a dime, so we'll see. Round 2 is on the way right about now. Anyway, let's see. Here we go. Again, thank you guys for joining in the chat there. Brooksy, Raijin, and Jinx. Another one of those names that I love so much, except when it's happening to me. Grim Bane, thank you. You're the man. Appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. And appreciate the love for me and the teams. More importantly, as you come in here to support them. First shot opportunities, perhaps, but will be sent off into the right lane clear and into the orange zone. Kiwi and Ice stacking up together, and seeing if they can stick one into the goal. Tad high, rebound there. Oh, denied by Brad. Brad able to play some defense on that opportunity, and now see if they can get that recovery. Always the important part, right? First part of the puzzle is getting the defense, getting the save or the steal. Second part is being able to actually get to the other end of the floor quick enough. Very tough when you're on defense, right? Because you're already committed to one in the goal usually. Whereas the enemy is just, they're typically positioned a little bit further out so they can get their stacks or rebounds a little bit quicker than defense sometimes. It's definitely a tough thing, playing defense and also recovering off of it when you play it well. But we'll see if they can do it again. There's a deep fling, just got rid of it. Sailing right out of that bubble and back into the possession of Ice. So first minute and a half. Ooh, some dub step disc. Okay, that was a thing. I was nervous that was my internet for a second. But fear not, might be a shot. Softly into the 3 down that Blue Sea T-Tau Gaming. And they're on the board first. They love to see that, for sure. Good job. So when you can do that as a team, lose a round, but then come back with a first score, it's good. It's setting the tone. It's showing that you're not just going to come out to the next 10 minutes willing to lay down and just eat the loss. No. You're coming back in it for maybe a win. And that could have been a great shot, but Kiwi Berry able to get there just in the nick of time. Noble attempt, though, coming in from Brad and co. And dislocated. Still some chances at offense. There's the speed. They have another angle, but the defense covering off now. Trying to back it out with a pass over, bouncing it to Brad. Brad, though, getting, well, bounced by the stuns. Some more stuns yet. Tater Tot doing some good work. Common theme in that first round. Tater Tots was definitely a big proponent of all those midfield turnovers that we saw. Another turnover, though, coming in from NZ West, who was also playing a pretty heavy role in that department. Defense was looking pretty good for the Sirens there. But nonetheless, as I say that, there's the jinx. Because there's no defense in the goal. It's T-Tau Gaming taking full advantage. They're up 6 uncontested. Turnaround round, anybody? Looks like it. Of course, don't want to speak too soon. But nonetheless, great work to recover. Find that soft shot again. That's 2 in a row for T-Tau. And great job on the back line. I know they weren't on cameras, but I can only assume. Doing a great work to delay the stacks from coming back up on the defense to cover the goal. Now, speaking of, again, nice dive. So look at that. That was T-Tau diving out, kind of caught that QB in no man's land, had nowhere to go. So we're able to cause a turnover off that. They might get another goal off that. Missing and making is a shot as T-Tau Gaming. Few players flew by, and T-Tau said, all right, well, I'll take it then. You don't want it, I'll take it. 8 points to 0. Lovely job. 4 minutes in, and they already are burning hot. What's up, Mord? Mordemoil? Is that how you say it? Hopefully. Just as well, welcome to the stream. And ditto to Jinx in saying, gotta stay calm, be positive, have fun. Can really sway the game. Certainly can. And that applies to every team, every division. Master not included. So, you can keep a cool head, stick to those game plans, and stick to the positivity through diversity. Tough thing to do, but if you can do it, you already have an advantage on the opponent. And Ice being a real stingy opponent in the goal. Another save, and Ice has had at least a couple of those now across the rounds. So doing some great work. And that could have made them hurt, though, the open goal. So they still have some numbers. Unable to find the pass, however, missed chance to maybe go up by 10 points. Still trying to do it again. Billy Brick Wall. Grabbing the disc, sending it softly over to Big Rome, who cuts in from that back line. And I like that. This is what I was saying between the rounds, right? And that dislocated, they weren't doing anything particularly wrong beyond just the way they were executing. And you see it here again, right? Like the right ideas, the right passes, they were backing out, they were positioning well. They reset the disc when they needed to. They're breaking off their stacks when they need to, so everything they're doing is fundamentally correct. It's the execution now that they want to tighten up on, and tighten up they do. And this is a tighten of a lead, if nothing, for 10 points. Disc located. They have located their game in round 2. And now has forced the timeout for Sirens, a tactical timeout to maybe address the situation just a bit. Smart play here from Sirens, recognizing, okay, we still have half this round to go. We're not down, we're not out, rather. We can bring this back. We just got to discuss it a little bit. Nate Appleton, what up? I like these teams. Me too. And I like you. It's like Chaotic shouting out Billy, saying on track for Mercy. Possibly. Thing is, last round was, it was kind of the mirror opposite. Round 1, it was 14-2 in favor of Sirens. And yet here we are, only 6 minutes later. And yeah, it's basically a mirror almost, 10-0 for Disclocated's favor though. It's like I said, the ebbs and flows. Round 1 is great, but round 1 is not the game. So, comebacks are real. Sai Chaotic gave him a pep talk. And sometimes that's all you need. You need a little bit of chaos in your life. Can't be too psyched out. Alright, so that said, I'm going to use this potential timeout to be on mute really quick. I'm going to run for some water. And I mean run, so be right back. Forgive me. Okay, I'm back. Didn't miss a thing. Alright. Now I can stay hydrated, which is definitely a handy thing. Got, again, 5 matches today here on Channel 3. This is the second of 3 in a row. There may or may not be a short break. It kind of depends where this one goes, because obviously we've got a couple timeouts here, probably around 3 coming up. So might be one of those cases where we just end up a little bit delayed and just going all the way through for a full 5 in a row. We'll see. But we'll stick with whatever the situation provides us with. Glad to do it. On that note, though, I do need to kind of get my stuff in order. Make sure our third match is aware, which is Amped versus Hellhounds, it looks like. So, excuse me, because now I need to go silent and type again. One moment. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I hate leaving dead air on the streams, but I also hate making 1,000 typos when I try talking and typing at teams in the Discord at the same time. So I think we're good. I let the other teams know the situation, and hopefully, yeah, whatever they do, we'll accommodate. When the casts do get busy like this and a little bit backed up or delayed, just on that note, teams don't have to wait, of course. They can start on time as needed. If they do wait, though, we're happy to get in there and cast for these weekly matches. Or if they send invites and then start on time, casters can always join in after the fact, mid-match basically, and just kind of cast in progress. So either or, but you know, schedules are tight sometimes. Obviously, it's very dependent on how many timeouts are taken, how many rounds are played, because sometimes you get through a match in 20 minutes flat, just about. Sometimes it goes 30 or 40, but we try to take generally as many matches as we can on cast, plan for it at least, so we can feature as many of our 400 plus teams as possible. How many players now? I mean, 4,000, 5,000, so many people. But yeah, so it gets tight these evening time slots. Always appreciate anyone for being patient and accommodating. Anyway, on the flip side, does look like, yeah, okay, we've got it on pause here, so we will be continuing the rest of this round, I believe, shortly. Alrighty. Well, there you go. Thank you for your patience, guys. And again, as mentioned, over on VRML Channel 1 and 2, you do have 2 master matches also starting right around now, so you've definitely got your options. Chock full is the schedule tonight, but always bringing you the best of Echo Arena on all of our channels. So thanks for joining me. Now, let's see. This next 30 seconds or so will be quite telling for the Sirens here. In that, after that timeout, well, let's see what their rhythm is looking like. Thus far, it's looking like much the same. Disc located. Continue to find their groove, and they are just hot, hot, hot. Doesn't matter if you have a timeout there or not. They cannot be stopped, it seemed like. This is a complete reversal of what we saw in round 1. So great job just getting, again, up and down the floor in a hurry, being bothersome on the defense, and then capitalizing on these turnovers with some efficiency. Sirens now want to get it going, trying to find that pass to Kiwiberry. Kiwiberry from that bow tie has NZ West on the side, over on the post. Tater Tots trying to come down from below the goal, but was dove upon by Billy Brick Wall. Losing the disc into the midfield. Big Rome stuns. 2 stuns, in fact. Kiwiberry contesting well. Big Rome still coming away with it. A pass. Bit too much strength on that one. Couldn't make the catch, but Brad will take it over. Brad over to T-Tao Gaming. And T-Tao to the midfield, but bit of a miscommunication, mishandling perhaps, as it will sail into the blue. Taken back by Ice, who gets stunned. And some more chaos. So I think Psychaotic definitely playing a part in all of this. Both the calmness and the chaos. Of course, shout out to Psychaotic, one of our mods. And that is a well-moderated shot, is it not, from Big Rome. They're up by 14. I mentioned the mirror earlier on. We're just about there now. Again, 14-2 was the final score in round 1, except it was Sirens in the lead. We're just about there for this one. If Sirens can get their first score in round 2, we'll be finding that mirror quickly. Oh, but the botched joust there. So it's just all kinds of disarray happening from the Sirens end. I'm not sure if maybe part of it was also connections, because I think there was someone who was dealing with a little bit of pink spikage potentially for a while, but I don't know if that's playing a part. All I know is it's almost a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. Totally different pace and style to this team in round 2 compared to what we were seeing earlier. Kind of a case where one team found their groove, another team lost it. Switch personalities. But Billy Brick Wall, I mean, they're in control. Look at that, just maneuvering very well, very calmly, and just not really in a rush to make a goal. That's the important thing when you have a lead like this, is you got to recognize the clock, especially with only a minute and a half left. The clock is in your favor. For disc located, they don't need to score. They know that. So they can mess around in the midfield all they want. But now messing around in the goal, maybe. Rebound to NZ West. Need those 2 points any way they can get them. They may not be in it for a comeback in this round, but they can get finished the right way. Always as important as anything, but Billy Brickwall again, diving out, reading the disc well. Ice rebounding from the side. Kiwi Berry up high, grabbed by Tater Tots. Tater Tots dragging it down, and there it is, off of Big Rome's skull. Too big, I suppose. But nonetheless, Kiwi and Co for Sirens will get their first goal. And barring any more scores, it will be an inverse of round 1, 14-2, going the way of Dislocated. But we'll see. We still have 30 seconds left to spare here. Definitely the right way for Sirens to end that round, though. Just glad for them to see that goal go in. End the right way, that means you can start the right way in the final round coming up. So grab by Billy Brick here. 12 seconds remaining. Still a little bit of time. Tater Tot squeezing it over into the orange zone, but getting stunned out, squished by the brick. So barring one more quick fling. And look at that. Sometimes I don't jinx the cast. Sometimes I just speak things into existence. It's a mirror match indeed. Round 2 going the way of orange. And very impressively, I might add. To be able to dig themselves out of that trench. Oh, you're saying it was off the head or off the hand of Rome? Might have been the case. Might have been the case. I'm inclined to believe it. But either way, yeah, here we are. 'Tis opposite day. Alright, pardon me, just chugging some water and such. Got to retrain the vocals. They're not used to being so active this last week or two. It's getting tired much quicker than I'm used to, but that's my own fault. Can't do it like Luke and Newton have been doing it this season. I think they're up to near 100 casts or something for both of them. But anyway, I'll hit those numbers again before long. Hopefully. So, in the meantime, I did note that a player over on Siren's side has dropped momentarily. So again, I'm not sure if maybe there was a ping thing at play, or they're looking for roster switch, or just need to restart. Yeah, whatever the issue may or may not be, they're looking for a player to return here in a moment. So they do have a 5-player roster on that note, so they could potentially be looking for a switch out. It's something that you see more and more these days with a lot of these teams on the ladder, especially who have those 5-6 player rosters. You will see between rounds a lot of that switching up sometimes, and it's not always because of a particular reason so much as just part of the integrated strategy, right? Get in some fresh legs, or adjusting to what the other team has been able to do. Then again, I could be totally wrong, because now a player left on the other side, so maybe we're seeing a server switch. Who knows? Let's see, T-Tao with 14 points, as Psychaotix pointing out there. Oh yeah, 14 strong points, and actually that's double the amount of anyone else on the floor right now. So hey, having himself quite the offensive evening, for sure, putting up those points in a hurry. Seems like 14 is the number of the hour, I guess. But anywho, let me see. Maybe I've been communicated to on Discord. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I actually did get a DM just like 30 seconds ago. Tech issue apparently for one of the players here on wait, which side is this? Dislocated, I believe. Who just won the round, interestingly, but okay, yeah, so that confused me. So Dislocated apparently has a headset issue at the moment, which might cause an extended timeout, which might mean I have to move on, depending. I don't particularly want to. I always love finishing out these games, especially when they're, you know, this contested, right? Going into a third round. But yeah, that's unfortunate to hear. So maybe some tech issues on both teams, for that matter. We will see. Let me see. I'm going to try and figure this out real quick, so don't mind me. I'm going to go quiet for a minute again while I keep track of everything going on here. Because, yeah, I mean, if the tech issue gets solved soon, I'll, Yeah, I'd be glad to finish out this match, but if it is going to turn into one of those extended things, and, you know, that we can't really do a lot about, might have to move on to the third match here. So we'll see. I'll give it a minute or two. Meanwhile, though, make sure I got everyone added. Okay. We'll see. All right. I'm just waiting on some replies, and we'll figure it out. Either or. Chaotic saying, "Oh, informing me. Billy needs a charge. I guess I should have been looking at Twitch chat instead of Discord chat." So, okay. Well, on that note, we'll roll. I guess with the next match. 'Cause it would take a little while to charge up, I assume, and. Oh, well, as I say that, they just unpause. So, what do I know? Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I'm rolling with it, I guess. 4-on-3, 3v3. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but it looks like round 3 might be starting in the next 45 seconds here as the intermission timer counts down. So, hey. We will do what we can. Just for some updates as well. You know, I always forget that I can pull down the other channel feeds in here. Should do that more. Let's see what's going on, maybe, on one of the other channels. Because I know we also have, again, the master matches going on for the moment. 13-4 Austin Burners over the Kangarillas. That's towards the end of round 1, it looks like. So, interesting developments there. Austin Burners definitely been a just ferocious team in the Master Division this season. Kangarillas, though, I mean, they've had some really good matches lately as well. Over on channel 2, got New York Kings and Denver Raptors. Denver Raptors actually just started, it looks like, only 30 seconds in, so that's happening. All right. Anyways, so what I'm going to do, I think, for this one is I do have, again, another match that was supposed to be streamed here. However, as of now, it doesn't look like I've gotten any invites. I did add one of the players or the captain, but I haven't received any invites on Oculus. So unless I know that I have another match to actually go to, I'll stick around with this one for the moment. But I think that's the plan of attack here. Meantime, one second. Let me see if I can bring up a channel feed. Maybe. Ah, there you go.
Actually, I was going to say the pass, but he just had a stun goal. He takes it in.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing what we saw in the first round, where New York Kings getting the first few points, looking dominant, but that's a minute 30. Getting those first few points, just the defense from Denver Raptors are just insane. Their play styles are hard to read from what New York Kings are doing, but the pocket gets picked there from Oculus-Sator. Oculus-Sator with the shot. Off the post. Unfortunately, Oculus-Sator going to get stunned out, though, by Zach. The stacks are also there. Tap there from Oculus-Sator. Oculus-Sator, we're going to get his pocket picked there from Palace. Palace now with the clear down. Stacks are out from the New York Kings. It'll be a one-man race here. Stuns do come out there from Oculus-Sator. Ender Now looking to send that one to Cruisin. Cruisin heavily pressured up to Shrem. Shrem pump faking and bringing it in. And over to Ender. Oh no, the steal Accusator. Oh, off the top pocket. Now Palace here with possession. They're gonna get stunned out.
Yeah, Andy now going to be able to get the leech and the grab. So this disc is down into the orange bubble. Zach taking the shot. The ding here inside the bubble as well. We saw one on the opposing side there. Ender now going to take this one through. It will get back past that back line defender. That one almost going in, but Oculus are not going to pick this up. Secures the 3. So a 5-0 lead here with just over 7 minutes to go. New York Kings is still looking pretty strong here in this second round. But the Denver Raptors are being extremely disruptive. They just got to capitalize on these little mistakes and these opportunities that they have.
I mean, yeah, they did take the first round. That could be a little momentum boost, but yeah, now Andy gonna get stunned out. Now sending it through. No, Cruisin with the interception. Andy with the grab though. That might have been on, but it will be Andy now with the repossession. Now looking to send this one through, bouncing off that upper wedge. It's now going to be loose here, looking to be Zach. Zach's going to be able to get there first. Heavily pressured by that stack. Looking to send that one through. Maybe a call for the back stack there, but now Ender here with possession up to Strembitsky. Strembitsky now with the clear, maybe trying to take that shot. Just going to be a little bit off. But now outside the bubble, that's 4 people. That was a quick stack there, but now Andy looking for the clear. No. Cruising now with the interception. Now up to Oculasator. Unfortunately, Zux is going to be there to tap that out of the bubble, but Ender now with the pickup.
Ender dancing around, has Cruisin right there. Cruisin going to send it over to Ock. Ock looks for the bounce shot, not quite able to find it. This one cycling around to Ender. No, it will be picked up here by Zach. So Zach going to tap it to himself, gets it through the tunnel and just bouncing loose here once again. This is still not quite picked up by anyone. Zuck's looking for the shot. Oh my, what an angle he had to hit that on. My goodness, Zuck. Oh, jeez. Cut it down to a 2-point game. Look, I miss 100% of those shots, so I am thoroughly impressed by that.
Yeah, Zux has been playing for years now, and you kind of gotta expect him to hit that. But now, Ender off the pass from Cruz, and Ender moving this one up, looking to send that one through to Oculasator. Oculasator jigging around on the wall, getting it stunned out though from Zach. Oh, the pocket gets picked there. Ender, oh no! With that half-court shot, they're back within 5. New York Kings, holy.
Yeah, New York Kings now making a statement. There is the shot that we've seen them miss in the first round a couple of times. And those opportunities that they needed to make the most of. So now, a 5-point lead once again. Andy gonna take this one and look for it. Oh my, Ock with the read, the grab, the shot. There it is, and now the New York Kings with an 8-point lead. Now looking to try it.
Why, hello. It turns out we're back. Welcome to it. Alright, so third round has started, as a matter of fact, and had not received word from the other team, so I can only assume they started playing, so I guess we are back, in fact, on Channel 3 with the finale of Dislocated versus Sirens. So, without further ado, I'm still Palidore, and yeah, thanks for the patience. Welcome back. Of course, had the Channel 2 feed there, VRML Channel 2, playing for a little while, giving you a look at those Master Tier games going on right now between a few different teams, both on 1s and 2, but Kangos and Burners, as well as Kings and Raptors. That said, it looks like, interestingly enough, both teams were actually having some tech issues here after that second round, or maybe during the second round, so hence the delay. And undelay into the goal, maybe. A chance to make that play, but wasn't able to get it going. But yeah, I guess both teams actually had some issues there, interestingly enough, so that was the extended break. Now trying to get back into their rhythm. Big Rome certainly is. He's with it. On the recovery, on the save, that's dumped out into the midfield. They all get there quickly on the stacks. Weren't able to actually get it back, though. Has to go for the longer route as they finally find the clear into the blue. Billy Brickwall and T-Tau Gaming going down the midfield. Now, of course, T-Tau had a very hot last round. You saw those, 14 points? T-Tau might be there again, but stun from West. Now, Brad over to Billy. Billy winding, and finding 4 points. Round and round, that shot went. But no one knew exactly when it was going to leave the arms. Anytime you can throw that trickiness in there, and make it all the more tough on the goalie. Although, similarly, give it more time for the defense to potentially get back and stun you, so it's always a balance. But treading that balance pretty nicely. A turnover there. And a great start for Dislocated, who were able to have that fiery last round. So maybe round one was just a case of they needed to get that ignition on, and since then, they've been very, very difficult to stop here. A lot across the last 13 minutes or so of play, extending to the beginning of round two. On the side of Sirens, I mean, they have won the goal here. Ice, you see the pressure coming out, playing kind of some man marking / zone, a little bit of both, but it just results in the goal from T-Tau again. Someone go get that guy a towel. He's not throwing it in, but has to be sweating with this kind of effort. A lot of movement and a lot of shots. I think you saw there defensively for Sirens, they had, again, they're kind of in a mix between man marking and zone. It was hard to tell, but all it basically resulted in was eventually T-Tau able to split loose of them and then have just enough of an angle for that reception, and then, yeah, the dump in for the goal. So it kind of depends. If you're going man style, the moment you lose your player is the moment you're in trouble. That would have been some trouble. If you're going zone, then you got to make sure you're not playing too aggressively ahead to the point where you can have a player slip by you offensively. So definitely the tough balance here to make. But Dislocated have been doing well to take advantage of their angles, every angle that they've been offered. They've been doing some dirty work here in these rounds. NZ West now, off into the orange side of the field. Picked off by Tater. Tater up above. Tater with a fling. But Big Rome, another grab inside that goal. Definitely a defensive stalwart now. Has just been standing strong there and catching some of those goals. Good pass, though, to West. Oh, better save Billy this time. So they've got the defense right on hand, and they've been absolute mad lads in that regard. If they can get this goal, hey, it's Billy also, again, and I don't kid. Not Billy the Kid, but instead Billy the Goat, I guess you'd say. But also not a Billy Goat. You know what I mean. Defense and offense from Billy. Gets it done there. 5 minutes in, this is actually, I know I said mirror match before, and we're seeing something very similar to round two again, where I believe 5 minutes in, it was also a 10-point lead for Dislocated. So they are really doing some serious work here. And consistent, mind you, consistently. Just their minute-by-minute play, and then this third round is played off almost identically in those scores per minute. Now here it goes. There it goes. Ice. Oh, that's going to hurt. Actually got a great grab on it. So has the, consolation points. I'll recognize that was a great save, but unfortunately the points still going against them. That's 11 points now. Tough. It's one of those cases where I think if you're a goalie sometimes and you have those Chicago goals go against you, it's almost like you would rather have not had it saved at all. You would almost rather that disc just slip by you uncontested, because at least it feels a little bit less bad than knowing that you coulda, woulda, shoulda had the save, right? But nonetheless, they can still make some plays here if they can get one shot. All these teams need is one shot to get back in their rhythm. That's all it took for Dislocated in that second round. Get started with one 3-point shot, and then one more, and then one more. And then one more. No, sir, though. Denied. Tater got there in time along with Kiwi off of their great mobile stacks. Good job to save it and still keep themselves alive, if not by a thread. They do need to score soon, however. That time is not there. That disc, it's right there. The shot, a little offline, and grabbed back by Kiwi Berry, who intercepts it, though. It's NZ West. NZ West, one pass off, and that's an open goal. Wise pass to find the open, easy opportunity. Tater Tots gets them on the board, and they're back to single digits on the deficit. 11-2. Needed it. All the meanwhile, it's a Kiwi Berry here on the launch. Looking good on this recovery, though. Tater Tots, could they make it 2 in a row? No. Going for a dive, maybe zigging when they wanted to zag. Nonetheless, Brad has a disc, has a dribble play down the field. All the regrabs in a line. No one able to stop that stack, it seems, but same applies for both teams. Everyone getting back into the blue efficiently. Brad with the disc up top of the nest off that pass from Billy Brick Wall. Has that shoulder pass as well. Ice attempting to read it, but couldn't get the nab. That's okay, though. Be back into the orange, to the blue trap, that is. Taken by orange. Brad pushing it up the floor. Some two-man game being had here. Billy Brick, a fake, and would have been nice. Would have been nice. They might want to take that back if they could. Only 2 minutes remaining here. So that's going to be slung into the orange zone again. But I'm a bit concerned about the time. There's not a lot of it. A shot would be pertinent here. Grabbed by Kiwi Berry. Kiwi having it lost, though, to Brad. So Brad showing, again, some good hands. On the whole, dislocated, they've been putting in some pretty good defensive work. We've seen saves from multiple players. I mean, between Billy and Big Rome, they've had some great saves. Saw Brad with that dive last time around. T-Tao has been lighting it up from the offensive point of view. So maybe they came in to round 2 and they ate their Wheaties or something, because it's a totally different and very, very warmed up team that we've seen for the latter 20-minute portion of this game. Just been absolutely stifling on defense and punishing on offense. With the last minute remaining now, just about coming to a close. And I know that, again, there was tech issues there involved for both teams at some point in the second round, so I can't really assume or state what factor that played, as we know how that goes as players, and it can definitely disrupt the rhythm of a team and just the game plan. As wow, saving it was Big Rome, but Tater Tots still completing the play. Good grab, and we'll put them back up here to 4 points. Hey, if we get another 3 points here, we could end at 14 points again, but we'll see. All right, so after this match concludes in the next 20 seconds, by the by, I'm going to hurry up to the score screen there, and then I'll go mute for a little bit and check on that other match, because I did finally get an invite some minutes back as Billy Brickwall. Oh, the dirty move! Leaving him in the dust and mustering in one more. Billy Brickwall ending it in some style. With that, the 3-round series going to disc located. They will take it. Now, for the meantime, again, I'll go to the score screen for you guys to give you a look at the stats. But meanwhile, I'll be gone, checking in on the next match. So stay tuned. And yeah, thank you for watching.
We will be getting underway here in just a moment. So expect
All right, well, hello there. So, as you guys might see, we joined, I believe, into a match in progress, which is totally fine. We got pretty delayed in the last one. It looks like here on Channel 3, we've got the 3v3 fittingly. 16-9 first round. Going in favor of Amped here. So, yeah, I let these teams know earlier on, because when I was getting first delayed, that they could start and I can join them like in progress. So, it seems like that's what happened and not a problem whatsoever. So, yeah. First round, we'll put that in the books, assuming that's the case. 16-9. And I guess you'll be joining me, and I'll be joining them, more importantly, to actually cast now. So thank you for these teams for waiting as long as they did, because it looks like they had to at least have waited 10-15 minutes or so. And yeah, glad to get the second half of this match casted for them here on the channel. So with that, thanks everyone for joining wherever you are, whoever you are. See, we have Anthonado not only in the Twitch chat, but also obviously playing in the game here. So good stuff. Happy to do so. Thank you guys for waiting. Alright, so these two teams, my first look at them are just the same. That's really the case for a lot of these teams this season. Able to get my first read on them and kind of see what these guys are all about. Now, Hellhounds, they're 6-5, so they've definitely been busy. Not just with their weeklies, but their challenge matches too, obviously, putting in a lot of work. So, Hellhounds, as I recall, are Pally's Bay. Isn't that right? Wasn't that a thing? Either way, glad to have Hellhounds here and Amped on the stream. Trying to make a round here is making a score rather as an Enlightened fellow. And starting off much the same way as they did in round 1. I mean, I didn't get to see most of it, but the score kind of spoke for itself. 16 points is definitely a heavy-handed offensive effort in any given round if you can score that many. So, look in here for how they react as, it's taken back by Quispy. Quispy looking down for a shot. Had the angle. Tough angle, but had an angle, I should say. And a stun now from Orbit. So Orbit clears it to mid, but always a risky place to clear, as it will be intercepted by midfielders a lot of the time if they're lurking, not to mention all the geo that clogs that area. So possession time will remain. I like these short-range boosts from Anthonado there. Not getting too involved in the stuns and getting caught up in those, but instead opting for the mobility and trying to get back into position for just that, right? The rebounds, recoveries, that said, held onto it a bit and got blitzed by that blue player. Who was that? Orbit, doing a great job. Wants to stay true to the name. You can see really hanging around all these players and causing some disruption. So for the end of Amped, they are 3-3 record-wise on the season. So 50-50 could go in the winners category here with a win tonight. Have that positive win-loss ratio on the season. And opposite, for Hellhounds, if they lose this one tonight, they may be finding themselves at the 6-6 record. So they could be going 50-50 with this. Either way, they've been playing pretty well for Hellhounds overall when you look at their victories against the likes of K9 Unit and Aegis and Bread, Tyro NA, who we just casted earlier on in the day. But finding themselves at the negative end of a bit of a streak here. They have lost, let's see, 4 of the last 5, so trying to turn things around. Meanwhile, for Amped, actually have dropped 2 of the last 5 matches. They had won 3 in a row back in weeks 2 and 3. As a 3 from Quispy gets sent. So they're up 5 points now. Took them a couple minutes there. A long drought of scores. So yeah, I mean, a win here, I think much needed for both these teams to start getting them worked into the season, right? However you start a season is however you start, but how you finish and how you go into the mid-season is particularly important. That's when you can feel like, okay, this is where we're at for the season. We've stabilized. We're back in physical and mental peak. You know how it is. As a 3 there, just missing from Spike. So grabbed by Turtles. Turtles, though, being stunned out. Great handoff play to Orbit, and Orbit with the arms. Great harm at that. They'll find their first couple of points on the blue side. Hellhounds. Happy to see that work. That said, timeout. Timeout, timeout. Billy Brickwall stepping by in the Twitch chat. What's up? Good games earlier on. Issues aside, good stuff. Full 3-rounder. Played some nice defense for sure. True to the name. But yeah, so we do have another timeout here. For one reason or the other. I'm not sure if it was a strategic timeout or a technical timeout, but a timeout no less. A friendly reminder as well on the cast tonight on VRML 3. We also have, in about 20 minutes from now, some spagoodles, I do believe. Let me make sure. And yes, indeed. Okay, so it's 7 Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have Spaghetti versus Odyssey. And that is a match you guys ought to see. You know what I mean? That'll be a fun one for sure. Obviously, 2 teams we fully expect to be hanging out there in the Diamond Division and pressing on Master potentially in those Challenger Cups. Spaghetti, obviously, a team who has been there, done that before. Now, the rosters have changed a bit, granted. Taking a look at it, Meatballer captaining, got Connemara Chaos there as well still, but see Moonface on the roster now, as well as Rocktor and Swagwar. So, some interesting new faces along with the old faces in Spagoodles. Going against an Odyssey team who, again, has master players in that regard. Between Mamba, Arrow Knight, Ascend, and Zeus, all players that we've seen play at that high level continually over the seasons. So, that'll be a fun one to watch. This one, still trying to get it going back into the second round here. That first round was a fairly decisive victory for Amped. Had those 16 points to 9, 16 to 9. But round 2, still keeping it tight, only 5-2. So still time yet to pick up the pace. Big Rome in the chat as well, stopping by. And Bacon Ace, what's up? Says sorry about the last one, weather outages, turned battery issue, and so on. Oh, no worries, it happens. It's online gaming, you know. So nothing new or anything like that. I mean, stuff happens. As I say that, something else just happened. One player dipped out here for Hellhounds. They're down to only 2. But again, online gaming, so the story goes. I'm happy to bear with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm just casting and chilling and talking. It's the players definitely who are feeling the intensity of it as they go for an alley-oop, and that was intense in its own right. You gotta love those kind of plays. Yeah, they may be simple on paper, but boy, are they energetic in execution. Anytime you can get those sealable slams, alley-oops. What's up, Meatballer? 3v2. Well, it was 3v3 up until about 30 seconds ago. Some issues abound here, tech-wise, but that's okay. It's gonna happen, and that's not gonna happen. The shot that is just missing off the post into the wedge. So defense taking back in place, and if they can get a score here, I'd be mighty impressed. Let's see. Trying to press up on them if they can. A lot of jukes looking like Meatballer up there on the ceiling with all those spins and the crafty maneuvers. Again, we're going to see a little bit of that in the next 20 minutes or so. But let's see, a score. If they can make it happen, as I said, it wouldn't be unprecedented, but it'd be uncommon. I did stream 2 3v4s last week, where the 3-player team actually won. Granted, in some cases, they also got back to a full 4 by the end of it. But nonetheless, it would be to their advantage to score it here, bring it ever the more close, and they do. So it's a 3-point match in the second round, and look at that. Orbit also returns into the match, so now it's a 3v3 again. Not too shabby on the side of Hellhounds. So off it goes in Anthonado with the rollout there. Not too pressured by that stack. And actually, open goal. That nearly sails in. That would have been super damaging for the efforts there, but a really heavy-handed fling to Quispy. A great save to Spike. Taking that spike and sending it with some great might. And Anathondo Anthonado, I'm dyslexic today, apparently, but you know what I mean. Sending into the blue zone again. A goal once more open. A fast stack from Turtles and Co. able to recover. They're going to send that into the midfield. There are players from both teams in the midfield, so one of those situations where it's just going to get lost, really, kind of 50-50 on who recovers. But faster to it just a bit is Spike. Spike trying to distribute, playing the team play, and unfortunately the shot not there, but I do like the ideas anytime you go for those passes and try to get your teammates involved. Definitely could have used that goal, however, to bring them ever the more close. Would have been a 1-point match at that juncture. Shield move, ender move coming in from Quispy, able to get that stun, and able to get the goal open, but not closing the deal. So that's going to hurt as well. With only 3 minutes remaining, and less in fact, being able to go up by 2 to 3 goals. That would have been a huge advantage. They still could do it. Crispy again with a stun, so I think that's something that Hellhounds definitely want to be mindful of. Because otherwise they're going to get their minds full of some fists with all those brawls going on. Gotta be careful not to be baited too much by what Orbit is able to do there. Or Quispy. I think I'm mixed up. My mind's all twisty. I need a Twix. Anyways, up to the old tricks, back into it. Bottom of the trap, Orbit trying to take a grab. Orbit stunned as well. 3 players piling up for blue, 2 for orange, and that's up in the clouds. Just like my mind today, apparently. Nonetheless, open goal, about to come on in and be sent on out. 2 minutes remaining. If we want to see a round 3, if Hellhounds want to see that round 3 and want to be able to take that win advantage here on their records, they need to make something happen. Oh, but instead Quispy absolutely cracked, apparently. Crispy with a lot of enders in the last 2 minutes and finally ended in the 2-point shots right up close against some brawlers. I gotta go see a Palidore, says Flair. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. I'm assuming you're already gone, though. It was a while ago. Oh, it ain't fair. It ain't fair for Flair. Yeah, sign Quispy. Maybe. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. You know, it was the unknown spaghetti players in seasons preseason and then season 1 and 2 and so on who were surprising people like, wait, they shouldn't be this good. They shouldn't be able to pull off the things that they're doing. And then sure enough, that recognition results in, well, results. The rosters form, power teams establish, big runs are made. And yeah, I kind of agree. Crispy looking kind of nutty. But that said, into the trap, it's taken back by Anthonado. Emphatically. Grabbed by Spike. Less than 40 seconds remaining, and without an immediate goal here, and I mean immediate, this is just about time for Hellhounds and their hopes to maintain that positive win ratio. So it does look like, again, barring something, well, basically now, will be 6-6 on the records, as they will be able to stick that goal, but I don't think the time is there. They'll bring it close, though, within a 3-point margin at the very least, and for Amped here, they're going to be happy to take that victory because that means they get to be positive on the win-loss. They'll go to 4-3 on this season so far and look to continue climbing that ladder. So I know the situation, a little bit scuffed in terms of the dropouts and 3v3 and such, but, you know, you got to roll with what you've got, and they rolled. They rolled. All right. All right. Meatballer says your ego. What, in a good way or a bad way? I wasn't insulting. I wasn't intending to, but just meaning, you know, these streams are great for getting teams and players kind of that recognition that they might not otherwise have, because then a lot of players get discovered who are kind of nutty but low-key nutty, and then it ends up. Ooh, what is happening there with my? Never you mind. I'm distracted. I didn't do that. Anyways, I'm apparently not nutty on the cams. But regardless, yeah, it's good for discovering players, and then those players who get discovered, they get on high-level teams, higher-level teams, they climb the ladders, they get the recognition, they get the ego points, as you point out a little bit. It's fun. Finding the up-and-comers. But anyways, good way. No, not round one. I don't know if Psychaotic's still in the chat, but this leads to what I was saying earlier, right? Trying to talk and then type stuff at the same time. I tend to make errors like that. I am not perfect. But anyways, yeah, we're good. That game in the books now. Once again, I want to shout out these two teams, Amped and Hellhounds, for also waiting a bit for me to arrive. I know they started late as it was, I think. So whatever the case was, happy to see them, happy to stream them, and we'll get them again soon. But meanwhile, talk about soon. We do have, again, Spaghetti making their re-debut for me, personally, this season. They've been casted a couple times already, but this will be my first look at Spaghetti with their full roster here, coming up against Odyssey, which will be a very fun match to see, I do expect. With that, since we do have 10 minutes, I think what I want to do is, just for the sake of some organization, I'm going to end this stream for a moment. But I'll be right back, rest assured, live with a countdown and all that good stuff in another few minutes. But just to keep the VODs as concise as possible, we'll end this stream that way. It's clean. Anyways, Anthonado saying, oh, see ya, we've got another one, so I'll be leaving. All right, not a problem. Good games. Hopefully I'll cast you again one of these days rather soon. But yeah, good luck. Have fun. For everyone else there, I won't do my normal outro because I'm going to be back in a few anyways, but now what the heck. Be happy, healthy, safe, good to each other. I'm going to see you again at the top of the hour. 10 minutes, Spaghetti and Odyssey.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.